Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Megan.
How are you doing? What's up?
I'm doing great. I had something really exciting happen.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
So I think it's something exciting that probably only you will think is as exciting as I do.
Okay.
So I pulled out a new purse, not a new purse. I pulled out an old purse that I hadn't used in a few years, maybe 1 year, for date night the other week. And look what was inside. Can you see it? It's the Buxom lip pencil in Femme Fatale.
You found one?
So
What?
for everyone listening, Megan and I love Buxom. And Buxom, our favorite product, is the full-on lip pencil in Femme Fatale, and they don't make it anymore. And it's just been awful. And we are trying to find a comp, but we cannot find a comp anywhere with any brand. So we each have one that we're sparingly trying to use. And my exciting check-in is that I found 3/4 of one in an old purse.
You're going to have to cut that in half and give me half.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm so excited. I mean, for listeners, it's this like amazing pink color that I would never choose for myself, but Sarah insisted I try it on. And after I did, I was so sold on it. It's just like a bright pink. I think it would probably look good on almost any complexion.
Yeah.
But it just is a pop of pink that's just the right hue. It's just the perfect hue. And yeah, I went looking for a dupe myself the other day and I couldn't find one. So
I know.
Yay, we have a backup.
Well,
and I say we because I also claim ownership to half of what you have found.
Oh my God, I know. I was so excited to tell you because I squealed so loud when I pulled it out of this little leopard Saint Laurent purse. And I was like, what's in here from so long ago? And I pulled it out and I just squealed, and no one in my family thought it was cool. And I was like, oh,
No.
only Megan will get this.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So
I
it
love
was
it when you
like
find cool stuff like
Christmas
that.
morning.
Yeah, that's a good one. Wow.
I
Okay.
know.
Now I know you've been hitting that you had a really good one for me. So that is a good one.
It's a good
Well,
one.
I have something to tell you.
Oh, what?
Are you ready?
Oh
I
my
need a
gosh.
drum roll. I washed my makeup brushes.
Yay!
For those joining for the first time, my name is Megan, and I've never washed my brushes before ever. Yeah, I bought the soap you mentioned. What was it called? Castile soap.
Oh yeah, Dr. Bronner's.
Dr. Bronze. Yeah. I bought that and I washed my brushes, and I will tell you what, I had to wash them like 2 or 3 times to get all the gunk off of them.
They were nasty.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were nasty. The worst one was my powder brush. That one took forever to get clean. But now that they are nice and clean with that soap, they feel so soft again and like brand new.
And now I can still be your friend because you don't use dirty brushes.
Yeah. So thank you for the recommendation. And I'm much happier and cleaner these days. Thanks to you, Sarah.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Good job. Well,
thanks.
Welcome everyone to Platinum Perspective, the podcast about travel, beauty, luxury, and more. I'm your co-host, Sarah.
And I'm Megan. Sarah and our best friends who put the work in to get the most out of life so you don't have to.
I am super excited today to announce that one of my other best friends is joining us for Platinum Perspective podcast. Today we have skincare secret specialist, Cari Gillespie. She is an esthetician. Cari and I met in 2009, and similar to with me and you, Megan, the day I met Cari, I just knew we were going to be best friends. I saw her walk in. She's beautiful and radiant, but more than that, just her energy is so incredible. And she's so kind and generous. And we were actually living in different cities at that time, but we made an effort to become friends. We were both looking to travel and have fun. It was before we were married, before we had kids. I was right out of grad school. Cari was just coming back from an amazing adventure of working as a flight attendant before she went into skincare. And
Oh, super cool.
super cool. And we just made an effort. We met up all the time. We traveled. We did a lot of time going to LA. We went to these really big celebrity filled parties together. And we've been inseparable ever since, all through all the stages of life, parenting, marriage, babies. And Cari's not only so kind and so brilliant, but she's just so talented at what she does. So she built an incredible skincare business from the ground up. And she does amazing facials and skin treatments. And if you have the luxury of having a facial with Cari, it's just incredible. She's so talented. So welcome, Cari. We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for that introduction.
Aww.
We have had such a good time together, and I so appreciate our friendship.
Cari built her incredible skincare business from the ground up. Cari, would you like to share about your business here?
Yes, thank you so much for that introduction, Sarah. I really appreciate that, and I'm really looking forward to sharing my experiences over the last 2 decades.
Wow.
And giving some secret skincare tips. Okay, so my business is Renew Skin Studio, and I'm located in Rockland, California. My skincare practice focuses on results-driven treatments based off science and wellness. So if you are a first-time client, whether we are meeting in my studio or through FaceTime, I do a really in-depth consultation with you. So that's the time where we find out your health history, your products that you're using at home, your medications, supplements, the foods that you're eating. We really kind of hold nothing back because your lifestyle will really show on your skin. And I know for most women that is a really scary thing to come into an office and take your makeup off and feel very vulnerable for someone, a stranger, to look at your skin. But I always try to make my clients feel like there is absolutely zero judgment. I myself have had skin issues. I've dealt with acne, for my whole life. And, my job is to get in there and educate you first and foremost on why I'm recommending these products and why we're doing these skincare treatments. I never want my clients to leave with, 5-10 products and have no clue why they're using it. So I always feel like I'm your skin trainer, and I'm going to get you to your best result with integrity, as safe as possible, and helping you along the way each step. I'm always open to my clients if they have questions, if something doesn't feel right. It's really a relationship that I have built, and some of my clients I've had for almost 20 years. It's crazy. We've all kind of aged together.
Wow. And what kind of treatments are you offering, Cari?
So I use a product line called Lyra Clinical, and we have a product called Smart Peels. So gone are the days of the aggressive treatments where you're just shedding skin like crazy. We have products that are not only going to exfoliate, but they're going to help the health of your skin. They're going to hydrate. They have peptides. We're going to brighten. That's the big thing right now, is brightening in skincare. 98% of the products that I carry have skin brighteners in them. So every time you come in, it's going to be something different. It depends on how we responded last time we did a treatment. And everyone is so different. All of our skin is so different. How many treatments you need depends on, the situation that we have going on.
Huh. That's so interesting. I've never been able to see an esthetician before, so I'm very excited to learn more about this and hear more about the products. And the brightening word made me think vitamin C. Is that?
Yep.
Is that where you get that from? Okay.
Absolutely. Vitamin C is a staple in every skincare line. Every regimen, you should have vitamin C. It's one of the best antioxidants you can use on your skin.
Oh, wow. I think I need to get some.
Yep.
Okay. Yay. Well, I'm so excited.
I had my first facial with Cari soon after she started in this industry, and she has guided my skincare journey all these years, and she's so talented in the education piece and letting you know exactly what steps and what you need to use when. And if her radiant skin isn't a walking advertisement, she has the best skin of anyone I've ever seen.
Listeners, she's beautiful.
Every time we'll post a photo on Instagram, every time I see her in person, I'm like, what are you doing? I need to do this.
Well, and I always tell clients it's slow and steady. That's what wins the race. It's not going in for this big bad laser or this big bad peel and expecting to have perfect skin and you never have to do anything else the rest of your life. It's a maintenance, it's preventative care, it's correction, and keeping that skin at a youthful, healthy state throughout the life cycle.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're going to do a question and answer type of interview with Cari. We have tons of questions that we received for our beauty Q&A episode that I was just not educated enough to speak to because they were skincare questions. And Cari is going to be able to answer all of those and more. So thank you for the audience that participated in submitting questions. But I'll turn it over to Megan because before we get into that, we've got a little rapid fire.
Yes. So we have reached the time in this episode when we are going to go into our rapid fire segment. And this is a segment where we give you 3 questions where we're just going to hear what you have to say off the cuff about them. And I have made them because this is all really very new to me. And there may be people out there kind of like me in the audience. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Question 1. What is the number one thing that we can do to take care of our skin?
Good question, Megan. The number one thing you can put on your face is sunscreen. It can actually save your life. So right now we have about 9,500 people per year that get diagnosed with skin cancer. So it's staggering numbers. So it can keep you from also needing very expensive, aggressive treatments down the road. But here's the thing. You got to find one you love. Don't settle for a sunscreen that you're not in love with because then you're not going to wear it every day. And it needs to be worn every day for the rest of your life.
That is so true. I've definitely bought sunscreens before thinking I'm going to use this every day. And then I smell it. There's something about the smell or there's something about the texture and I get turned off. So yeah, that's a good, I'd love to hear your recommendations in a few minutes on those. Okay. Thank you. Question 2, what home skincare devices are worth buying?
So this is a super popular social media topic right now. All these influencers are coming up with different devices that have actually been around for a really long time. There's nothing new, about them. So I'll start with some things I don't like, and that is purchasing products online that are at-home microdermabrasions. I constantly have clients telling me, oh, I found this deal on Amazon. It's $150. It's microdermabrasion. It's exactly what you're doing. And it can cause, right? It can cause so much damage to your skin. Do not buy at-home skincare treatments. Wow. It's just, it's dangerous and you can cause so much harm to your skin. The other thing I don't like are facial brushes. They were super popular for a long time. But what they do, they harbor bacteria in the brushes, and it's really hard to clean them. So, especially if you have acne and you take that, mechanical brush and just spread it all over your skin again, night after night. Especially bad for someone who has, dry skin, impaired barrier. It's going to strip your skin down so much and make you more susceptible to aging, actually. So I don't like the facial brushes. The other thing that's been made pretty popular by certain dermatologists is the extractor tools.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh, no.
Not a good idea. People get obsessive. They pull out those, super bright magnifying lights and just take that extractor to their face and just dig and dig and dig. It's not necessary. And really what you're going to do is cause capillaries in your skin. So not a fan of the extractor tools. And the other thing is the at-home laser hair removal. That is, number one, it's a waste of money. Getting laser hair removal is not cheap. There's nothing cheap about it. It's a great treatment when done with a medical professional. Do not do this at home. You can cause scarring on your skin. Some of the things that I do like, actually you already have at home, and this is in your freezer. I've been telling my clients to use this for 20 years now, and it's ice. Ice is anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and it's free. So actually my acne clients, I have them ice twice a day for 10 minutes. You put a piece of ice in like a little sandwich Ziploc bag and massage it through your skin. Also great for someone who has melasma, pigmentation. If you've just been out at the pool all day and your skin feels really hot, that will take that inflammation out immediately. So it's a great tool. It's a celebrity tool they've known about for a long time. It gives you the glow. I also like the jade rollers as well because they do stay cold. They're a little bit easier to get into the crevices under the eyes. So that's a nice tool as well. You don't need to spend a lot of money. You don't need anything fancy. And it also gives the lymphatic drainage. So you can purchase a jade stone roller, or you can use ice in your freezer.
Wow.
I
had
love
no
that.
idea. Yeah, I have seen people using those rollers and not really known what they're for. So people get them cold and then it just like reduces inflammation
That's
in the
right.
face.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Good
Yeah, thanks for all that advice.
Yes.
I know. I have one follow-up question.
Okay.
What about the lights that people use?
Okay. That is a really great question. So LED light is incredible. I use it in my studio. There's a lot of devices being sold, through Amazon. They're probably not powerful enough. You really, the lights that I have were created by NASA, so they're very, very powerful. You have to wear goggles with them.
Cool.
And they do make a product to use at home, and it's amazing. It's FDA approved to kill acne bacteria. I use it for any sort of inflammation. You can use a red light for period cramps or post-surgery or infection. It really heals the skin much faster. If I do extractions on the skin in my studio, I put the blue light on, and that is FDA approved to kill acne bacteria. And it's amazing what 10 minutes of LED light can do to reduce inflammation and kill bacteria. So I think if you have a inflammatory skin disorder, that can be a really great device to purchase, and you're probably looking at about $1,500. The light that I use is from a company called Saluma Light, and they do make a home panel that you can purchase.
Oh, good. Okay. And just for everyone listening, we are going to link all the products that Cari mentions throughout the show in our show notes. So if you were starting to take notes on that, you can go ahead and jump into the show notes and we'll have some links to all the products there.
That's wonderful. Yeah, thanks, Sarah. I was just taking notes on things. Put my pencil down. Okay, and here's the last rapid fire question, and it's very personal. Should I get a facial?
Megan.
I have to say, I've never had one.
Isn't that crazy, Cari?
I am pretty shocked, Megan.
I know.
Okay, of course I'm going to say yes. You absolutely should get a facial. You should experience. It is like
luxurious.
It is. It's an experience. It really is. The smells. I always massage my clients. They end up falling asleep. I mean,
that sounds nice.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like. I have clients that come in every 2 weeks. I have clients that come in every 4, up to quarterly. So you're always going to get benefit from doing a facial treatment. Yes, absolutely. You
Okay.
need to do this. And it's not just for self-care. This is for skin health.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes, I do see there's health benefits there that I'm probably missing out on. So, can I ask a follow up? Maybe this is somebody else who might have the same question, but how do you choose which facial to get?
That's a really good question. And you know what I tell my clients is I book, you book the time. You know, I book an hour and a half with my clients. I should be the one, I'm the professional, I should be the one deciding what is best for your skin. And that's done through consultation, figuring out what does Megan want to improve in her skin. And that
Okay.
kind of finding out what the things you need in your skin and what's going on, that's going to steer me in the right direction. I do focus on peels, you know, so, and people think they go back to Sex in the City with Samantha and this peel and she's scaring everybody. No, those days are gone. My clients after a peel leave looking brighter, fresh, more hydrated. They look better than when they came in. So it's really, I think, if you go to someone who knows their product well, it's really their job, you know, to decide what's best for your skin. Of course, with your input as well.
Okay.
I love that. And Cari, can I ask one more clarification, follow-up question? So, what would a person go to a dermatologist for, and what would they go to you, an esthetician, for? Because I know I see both, and I'd love to have your input.
Yes. So we work with dermatologists pretty closely. So things you would see a dermatologist for would be a skin disease, skin disorder, um, moles that you're finding on your skin. You know, there's a time and a place, I think, for each one of us. I think of myself as a little bit more holistic than a dermatologist would. They're going to use medications, drugs to treat your skin. And my take on that is sometimes that toxicity is an overload to your body. Maybe you use it for a couple months, but long term, you know, some of these acne products are possibly causing more harm than good with using long term. So, and I think dermatologists, they don't want to do the facial stuff. They don't want to do the skincare stuff. They just kind of want to treat you for what the disorder is and send you away. Like, I want to keep you for 20 years. I want to solve your problems. You know, I love my clients. I love my job. So it's just a very different take.
I love
Okay.
that. Well, gosh, we're only a few minutes in and we've already got so much amazing info. But let's go ahead and jump into the actual questions that we have from our listeners. So we got a lot of questions on sunscreen. So I'll name a couple of them and maybe you could just talk in general on sunscreen. So the first was, I heard sunscreen can cause cancer. Is this true? The second is, what's the difference between chemical and mineral sunscreen? And last, what sunscreen does she use?
Yes. So in 2021, there was a sunscreen recall of some trusted household brands for having high levels of benzene in their products. So benzene is a chemical found in crude oil. It's found in cigarettes. It's found in plastics, pesticides, and long-term exposure to benzene can be known to cause blood cancers. So it was a voluntary recall. And a lot of those products you will find that have been recalled are in the sprays, the sunscreen sprays. I think those are worse than a cream because we're inhaling them. You know, you spray it, your kids are inhaling it, the person next to you is inhaling it. It's going directly into your lungs. So be cautious when you're looking at ingredients, and it's still in products. Like, they're still using it, maybe in a little bit smaller amounts, but benzene is really, really toxic for us.
What was the difference between chemical and mineral sunscreen?
Okay, so chemical and mineral sunscreens are very different. So chemical sunscreen will absorb the rays into your body and neutralize them, versus a physical sunscreen will actually just reflect the rays off of your skin. So you can actually see it in under a woods lamp or a black light. You can see this cast, this pink cast. So it's actually reflecting it right back off of your skin. So in the skincare world, we prefer a mineral physical sunscreen, zinc oxide, titanium dioxide. Make sure when you purchase a product, look at the ingredients and make sure that is the sunscreen you are using. Many people say, oh, I don't like to wear sunscreen when I go running. It gets into my eyes, it burns. Probably because you're using a chemical sunscreen.
Oh,
so the mineral sunscreens are anti-inflammatory because they're minerals. They're antibacterial, amazing for inflammation, amazing for acne, rosacea. They calm the skin. So not only are they preventing all this from damage from happening, but they're also reducing inflammation.
Wow, it's a win-win. And so,
it's a win-win.
What sunscreen are you using on yourself and then also on your kids?
Okay, so I love the Lyra Clinical sunscreens. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have lots of options. Okay, so it depends on the day. If I am going into work, I absolutely love our BB creams. So not only are they a physical mineral sunscreen, they conceal, they brighten, they have hydration, they have antioxidants. So I'm doing all this good stuff for my skin, as well as concealing redness and pigmentation. My kids love the oil-free sunscreen. My husband loves the oil sunscreen, and it just creates this nice matte feel to the skin. It's weightless. It just doesn't have any scent to it. If I'm running, that's the sunscreen I will use because it's not thick. It just melts right into your skin. Something new that you guys might see, Sarah, even with like the makeup world, is concentrated sunscreen. So it's anhydrous, no water. We just came out with a new sunscreen. They're drops. And because they don't have water in them, you only have to use 3 to 4 drops to cover the entire face. They're absolutely weightless. And because there's no water, they don't have to add preservatives. So it's totally clean beauty. And I think they're doing this more so because, everything is turning to concentration. When you think of your dishwasher, we've got these nice little pillowy packs that we put in. Or, the washing machine, these nice little compact, soaps. So now that's kind of what we're doing is water-free sunscreen, concentrated, easy to use. And that's kind of the newest sunscreen that I've seen on the market.
And that's Lyra?
And that is Lyra. We just launched our Elio drops last week.
Oh, cool. I want to try those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they're amazing.
Okay, great info on sunscreen there.
I was messing around at Sephora last week and I noticed that they came out with, it was like tinted sunscreen from Ilia. Is that the same thing?
Kind of the same. So Elio, the company that I use, Lyra, they are 4 sisters and they are from Greece. And so their technology comes from, a lot of their technology does come from this specific tree. That is in Greece, and they take the resin out. This resin is incredibly anti-inflammatory, and it's in most of our products. It's antibacterial. They actually use it in sutures when after surgery because it heals the skin. So we're putting that into skincare. So it's Elio. It's ELIO, and it's extremely, extremely anti-inflammatory. I love a tinted sunscreen also. That's just easy. It just conceals a little bit, and we're busy moms, and that's what we need.
It's great.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah. Cool. Well, we also had many questions about retinol that we saved for you. We were wondering about your expertise in this. Can you explain what it is and the different types and the best uses? And then we had a few listeners indicate that they have sensitivities to it. And is there something else that they could use as an alternative?
Yes. So retinol is not all created equal. A lot of people, when I ask them, have you used retinol? They immediately think of when they were 16 and they were prescribed it by a dermatologist, and that's actually Retin A. And that is a very aggressive vitamin A derivative that will thin out that top layer of the epidermis, can cause a lot of irritation in the skin. Many people end up not being able to tolerate it. So what they found with retinol, Retin A, is that it was clearing acne. Was why we first prescribed it. And then we found, okay, it's too aggressive for most people. So now we have retinol, which I feel like is one of the best products on the market to stimulate new collagen. I feel like anyone 30 and up needs to have it for an anti-aging. So it does target acne. It does target aging, pigmentation. It's ideal for, clients 20s and 30s with acne, premature aging, even hormonal acne in their 40s and 50s. It is a wow factor. When you use retinol, it turns over the cell rate, and it's like you have baby fresh skin. However, it is something that you sometimes have to build up a tolerance to. It's not something we're going to use every night. It's not something we're going to use before we go rafting the next day. It can make you a little bit more sun sensitive. But in certain percentages, most people can tolerate it, and it really is a staple in your home care. We do have another form of retinol. It's retinol with an A, retinaldehyde, and it used to be unstable, but you'll start seeing retinaldehyde more frequently. It can actually create faster, more visible results even than retinol does. It's great for anyone that has inflamed acne, has dry, sensitive skin, impaired barrier function, unbalanced skin, sensitive skin. This one, most people can tolerate, and we have a really awesome retinaldehyde that we just came out with that I'm able to get my rosacea clients to use, and they're finally able to tolerate that level of anti-aging. There are natural alternatives, and there are good ones too. There is a vegan alternative called bakuchiol oil. So it is an antioxidant, it is anti-inflammatory and antibacterial. So kind of hits the mark for those other skin types with aging, acne. We do have it in our retinols also because it is a powerful product. So that is an alternative for somebody who wants to say, I'm not doing any sort of vitamin A, I'm going to stick to a natural product. So bakuchiol oil is great.
So if this is all such great information, so if someone has never used this type of product, but they're over 30 and they're interested, would you suggest that they ask their facialist, just say, I'm interested in this product and what do you recommend?
Yes.
And you gave me a Lyra one that I'm using. So we'll also link your Lyra products.
Perfect.
And that one would be for people that's like an entry-level one?
We do. So I have 3 options.
Okay.
It depends on some factors, your age, your skin type, what we're trying to accomplish. Sometimes more is not better. I do like to typically start off with a lower percentage just to make sure someone can handle it, and also to ease their fears back into retinol. I think so many people are scared of it. And so this is, a way that it's like, okay, my skin can tolerate it. I see the results, and they're getting lightening, they're getting exfoliation, they're getting all the good stuff. And then maybe as the weather changes in winter, we switch things up and maybe we do try the higher percentage and see how you tolerate that. But you also use it different than you would a lesser percentage too. So you do need to see a specialist to tell you the correct way. We're not using it in the daytime. It's a nighttime only product. It's not something to be used when pregnant. There are, yes, absolutely. I think it's worth seeing an esthetician and getting their recommendations for how and when to use these products.
When you start using retinol, maybe for the first time, or you restart using it, Do you notice more of a breakout? Like, is there a period of time where because you're exfoliating, you notice more come out and then you get used to it? Or is it more just like a redness overall?
So I think most people, when they experience that, are using like a retin-A. Um,
Okay.
Retinol, so vitamin A is a wound healer. It's speeding up recovery time. It's digesting all that dead skin. So if there was acne kind of rising up to the surface, yeah, it could pull it out a little bit faster. But retinol is
Okay.
so good because acne is a problem of too much dead skin cells. It's suffocating the cell. So you just got layers upon layers upon layers of dead skin. So you have to properly exfoliate. So typically once you start using retinol, it's like light bulb moment. Oh my gosh, my skin can breathe. When my clients don't have retinol, they call me in a panic because they know it takes a couple days and that breakout can come back. So I would still have clients start, with twice a week. And just make sure, okay, this week I did twice. Next week I'm going to move into 3 times a week. And just kind of give the skin time to acclimate to using a new product.
Okay.
Okay. Good to know. Oh, this is great. All right. Moving on to the next question. Makeup wipes are so convenient. Are they bad for your skin?
They are so convenient. It's not skincare. Don't confuse it with washing your face. It just isn't. I don't know if you guys have seen on social media where they take the orange and they put liquid foundation and then they wipe it off, and they do get some of the foundation off, but it just pushes that foundation into the pore of the orange. And it's something. I'd say it's better than nothing, but don't confuse it with skincare because there's no substitute for getting in there with your fingers with a cleanser, spending 60 seconds washing your face. We can all do that.
Yeah.
We're not too busy to cleanse our skin.
So what about like using a makeup wipe to wipe your eye makeup off, but then washing your skin afterwards?
Yep.
Is that okay?
That is totally fine. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. We had somebody ask about postpartum skin, and somebody said that their face is very splotchy postpartum. How can I get rid of my hyperpigmentation?
That's the $1 million question. So I have more clients concerned with hyperpigmentation than anything else, over fine lines and wrinkles. And I have to agree that pigmentation is very aging. Pigmentation on the face, the neck, the backs of the hands, that really shows someone's true age. Even if you're doing the treatments, the Botox, all the things, you can't hide it. So I would say, especially after having a baby, your skin, your hormones are really amped up, and you probably have something called melasma happening. Some women get it during pregnancy. Some women get it during just taking birth control pills, and it is a form of hyperpigmentation also. But it's what we call intrinsic, and so it happens from the inside out. So we have great products to help, I'm going to say, lighten and brighten. It probably will never go away. But here's where if we constantly chip away at it through using skin lighteners, retinol, antioxidants, and sunscreen, heavy sunscreen use, that will be a slow and steady, safe approach to lightening that pigmentation. But melanin is very tricky. It has a trauma response. It remembers where that damage or that pigmentation was. It will cycle through and can always come back if you stop with, your home care, your sunscreen, your treatments, your lasers, all those things. That pigmentation will pop right back up. So it's something I tell my clients. You guys have access to your skin twice a day to use these products. You can do a lot with correction at home with good home care, and then you can come see me, and then we have these really great lasers that you can also do. So it takes a little bit of everything. It's a really when it's caused from melasma, it's a really challenging thing to deal with, because even when you get hot from, let's say, you're exercising, you'll see that melasma come back worse. Even if you're not in sun exposure, exercise, hot yoga, running, oh my gosh, there's all my pigmentation back. The other thing is, too, what can trigger melanin is being outside. Even if you have your SPF on, your hat, all that stuff, just from being hot, the pigmentation will flare up. So important to stay cool in the shade, drink lots of water. But just know it's this relationship that we have with pigmentation. It's going to come up, and then we're going to push it back down. So we don't ever fully get rid of it. That's a myth. It never vanishes. It's a memory of trauma in our skin.
Wow, that's fascinating.
I know.
I have never heard it like that before, but that makes total sense. But also, you're giving a lot of hope. I mean, it sounds like there are things we can do to fix it over time.
Always,
and
yes.
At least make the appearance look a little better. That's great.
Yes. Yeah, through Cari's very specific direction, I've been able to reduce mine significantly, and that involved using all the products she recommended, and then also getting the Halo laser. And mine is reduced by, almost 80%. But I am, very aware of going into summer using all the skincare.
That's
She'll
right.
remind me.
That's right.
Make sure you're using all your sunscreen. And yes,
one topic that we haven't had to think about before with, we've always had the UVA and the UVB exposure that we're aware of. The other thing is our exposure to our computers, our devices, and that is called high energy visible light. And, a lot of people are wearing the blue light glasses to help protect their eyes. We are also seeing damage from these devices. So just another reason to wear your sunscreen every single day. And this is for men also. It just needs to be an everyday thing.
What? I have never heard of this before. That's from the lights of your computer?
From the blue light, yes. And because of COVID, we have been home more than, we were home more than ever. We had our computers, we had Zoom, we had our TVs and our devices. It is hurting our eyes, it's hurting our skin. So important to wear that sunscreen.
Wow.
I've personally experienced this. I have the spot on the sunspot on the side of my cheek that has been reduced significantly with the lasers and with the skincare. But I will notice on nights when I stay up late doing work on my phone specifically, the next morning, that spot is a little bit darker.
Yes.
From the,
wow.
Yes, I know. That's crazy.
It is.
Okay, lots of good info here. Let's move on to the next question. Someone asked, is it possible to shrink my pores? They are getting so big with age.
Okay, so sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it is not possible to shrink your pores. Your genetics determine the size of your pores, and they will only appear larger as we age. So as we lose, as we lose our collagen and elasticity, our skin starts to sag and it stretches out our pores. However, we can refine our pores, we can stimulate collagen, we can make them look cleaner through exfoliation and salicylic acids and those things. But no, unfortunately, there is nothing out there. I see products all the time that say can shrink your pores. They're the pores you were born with. There's nothing you can do.
All right. Good info. Don't buy pore shrinking products.
Well, I am seeing a lot of people on social media promoting tinkle razors. I'm reading somebody else's question here. Is this right? Tinkle razors and dermaplaning. I've heard of dermaplaning at home before applying makeup. What are your thoughts on that? I'm going to add to that. Can you tell me about dermaplaning in general?
Yes. So I love dermaplaning. It's so totally different from the razors at home. It is done by a licensed esthetician, and we have a very sharp instrument. It's a blade that we use, and the reason we all love it is because we see all this dead skin cells. They're coming off the skin, and we're jazzed. But as a side effect, it also removes veltless hair, which is peach fuzz, and that's what the client loves. That's what they see. So when they go to put their makeup on, it looks flawless and they're super, super smooth. You can combine a dermaplaning facial with extra exfoliation. Your products will absorb better because it's not getting trapped in the vellus hair. So I really love doing a dermaplaning facial. And the at-home razors are just that. It's shaving. So if that's what you're after, if you're trying to get rid of the facial hair, then I guess that works. I think everyone should try getting a dermaplaning facial because it's so different. And the myth here that once you start shaving your face, that hair will grow back darker and thicker is also not true. The only thing that will change our hair growth are our hormones. However, it will feel thicker because you're giving it kind of a blunt cut. And so it will grow back exactly the same. Peach fuzz will not turn into dark hair.
Good to know. I think too, Cari had recommended that I try dermaplaning, and we live far apart now, and I was so excited to try it. And I think it's another point in really researching and finding a talented esthetician is so key, because I went to someone who ended up, I had little red marks on my face afterwards, and I sent Cari the photo, and she said, "Oh my gosh, no, it's not supposed to look like that." So unfortunately, because Cari lives far away from me, I had gone to someone who just wasn't skilled enough in it. So I know in retrospect that I'm going to want to seek out someone who has a lot of experience like Cari does in getting any type of service like this, because it's not supposed to look like that after your treatment.
That's right. That's very important.
Goodness.
Yep. Find someone who that's their jam and they do a lot of it, and they have the experience, because it should be it shouldn't hurt. It should be very pleasant. And you should have gorgeous skin when you walk out.
I love that.
Okay.
So the next question here, skincare products feel overwhelming to me. Right now, I am only using a bar of soap to wash my face. What would be a very simple routine to move on to?
Okay, so they are overwhelming because it's $1 billion industry and everybody is jumping on board, celebrities. It is overwhelming. So once again, I would tell you, go to an esthetician. I always have my clients, first-time clients, please bring your products in so I can look at the ingredients. And I can tell you,
advice.
this is, throw it away, or this is still good, or let's use this until it's done. But you have 2 forms of hyaluronic acid. Do you know that? You just paid for 2 different brands claiming to do different things, but they're the exact same ingredients. So to actually save you money, I think you should do this as well, because it's hard to not see a trend or walk into a store and they've got really good marketing, and I fall for it too. I really do. I have fallen for Facebook ads and different things like, oh, I want to try this makeup. Oh, it's good. And then I just feel so stupid. Like, why did I fall for that? But marketing is good. Marketing is powerful. And I understand that is very overwhelming. And that is what I don't want for my clients. All of our products, and I think now the trend is becoming more simple. People don't want to have 10 products that they're using. So starting with our cleansers, they cleanse and they tone and they do a little bit of exfoliation. So 3 products in one. Our vitamin C serum has 4 types of vitamin C, has probiotics, has hyaluronic acid, has peptides. So it's doing so many things in one. Our sunscreens, all of them are moisturizing and have SPF in them. So you're not buying all of these multiple products. So yeah, definitely it's too overwhelming to do on your own. See a professional.
That's great. Okay, good. I love that.
That's great advice. I use SkinCeuticals and I have so many of the little, like I have the hyaluronic acid, I have retinol, I think 2 or 3 other like serums I've purchased. I don't know when I'm supposed to be using them or what order. It's great to have somebody to consult with. Thank you. Yeah. Somebody else asked, what can I do about bags and darkness under my eyes? And what if I have a very sensitive under eye area that is red and inflamed?
Well, part of that is genetics. Um, the skin under our eyes is the thinnest skin on our whole face. So that makes sense to me to have that irritation. It ages very, very quickly, which is why we need to use preventative skincare and eye creams. But finding the right one, if her skin is stripped down from, stripping ingredients or toxic products, of course, the eyes, it's going to show. They're going to be red and puffy and swollen. So I'd be curious to see what other products this person was using. And that's a big thing is not, if you're inflamed, you're going to age yourself faster than, not using anything. So it's really important to make sure those products are balanced to your skin. But yeah, the aging will show first in the eyes, and there are skincare products. There are injectables that are pretty awesome too. It's just part of aging, though. It's not something that you can really correct. How your mom or how your dad ages will probably be an indicator of how you're going to look too.
Oh, yeah, good point. This question was from a friend who sent pictures, so I will connect you through that channel. You can tell her more about that. Thank you. Thanks for answering all of that. Yeah.
All right, on to the next question. One of my besties has the worst eyelid and eye socket eczema. Help, what should she do?
She should see a board certified dermatologist for that. That's kind of out of my scope. Again, I would say anti-inflammatory ingredients, but that's a skin disease, and there's medications that can help with that. I know it's a frustrating battle with eczema. It flares up at different times, and how frustrating to have it around the eyes. But yeah, definitely call your doctor.
Okay.
Okay. Good. This is a good one. How do I best treat nasty pimples? Should I use antibiotics?
So antibiotics were used for a really long time, and we thought this was like the best thing we could do because there's an infection on your skin. But as we've learned, antibiotics overuse totally destroys your gut health. So I would say keep antibiotics for a time when you have a real infection. So your body has a chance to fight it. We have so many great topicals now to help with that. First and foremost, grab your ice. Ice morning and night. If you have a spot treatment, benzoyl peroxide is good. For some people can tolerate that. Retinols, things like that. A lot of times for middle-aged women, this will happen the week before a period where we're seeing a lot of jawline acne. If it's kind of uniform all over the face, it could be dietary changes that you need to make. But again, it's home care. Home care will greatly help that, and really try not to get in there and squeeze the area because you're just going to make more of an issue. Those pimples will go away, but if you are causing trauma to the skin, you're going to get hyperpigmentation.
So just as a follow-up, maybe it's not a terrible, nasty pimple, but you do notice one start to crop up. I get them sometimes along my jawline, like you said. Don't pick at it, wash it, ice it, and use a topical treatment and
Correct.
leave it alone.
Yep. Leave it alone because you know what? It's tempting to get in there because you think if I could just squeeze it hard enough, maybe it'll go away faster. And typically and that's not going to happen. You're just going to make it so angry, and then you're going to be left with a purple mark on your skin, and then you're going to have to, it's like the cycle, then you have to lighten that up. So it's really common for me to see pigmentation in the jawline from that hormonal acne. So yes, that is just kind of a part of life thing. I mean, I still get those, and they're frustrating, but ice will be your best friend.
Okay.
Okay.
It's really, like you said,
that's right.
That's great. I will do that.
Great. I love it. Okay, next question. 3 skincare products everyone should have.
Good question. Oh, let's see. So definitely everyone needs SPF. That is every global shade. Everybody needs it. Men need it. It's an absolute. Beyond that, I would say a skin lightener, a melanin suppressant, like we have. It's called the Pro Bright Serum. It has some new technology that is going to melanin comes out in times of trauma, whether it's sun exposure, heat, pigment, hormones. And so if we're using a melanin suppressant, it's going to tell that melanin to go back down. So I would say I have most of my clients use one every single day, a melanin suppressant every single day, twice a day, to keep that from surfacing. Beyond that, I would say a vitamin C. We all need antioxidants. That's also going to help brighten the skin, but it's going to put anti-inflammatory properties in there, so we're not aging faster than we need to.
I love that. I use all those products you mentioned from Lyra because you recommended them for me, and I have just noticed the biggest difference in my skin, and you're inspiring me to place another order with you because
Yep, you got it.
They're really great.
They are.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to send you pictures of the things I'm using.
Absolutely.
And ask you what I should be, which ones to use, which
Yes,
ones.
please
Okay,
do.
so I'm going to do that. It reminds me I need to use some vitamin C. I haven't been using that for years.
Yep.
I used to, and I just
Yep.
quit. One follow-up question. When you talk about pigmentation, are freckles part of that too? Can you see, I mean, because I know as you get more sun, you get more freckles also. Is that like an indication of some skin damage? Or
Yep, it can be.
Okay.
It can be,
Yeah.
but it can also be something, a genetic component to it also, especially when you see little girls, the cute little freckles, little boys, the cute little freckles on their nose. That can be a genetic component. But yeah, freckles would be a form of hyperpigmentation. But they're so cute.
Okay. Yeah, they are cute. Well, we have one last question for you, and it might be one that you might have already answered for us, but just to give us a recap, why is it important to see an esthetician?
Okay, so it is very important to think of an esthetician as a person that can help you with your skin wellness. I don't like people to think of skincare as a luxury, not necessarily as a luxury anymore, or something you do once a year to treat yourself. This is something you need to do regularly, and it is for your health. Our skin is our largest organ, so definitely it is nothing that you should feel like is taking away from your family, your kids. This is important for your health. So definitely see someone in the area. Get a recommendation from a friend, or someone who you have found through social media who you think is experienced, and go from there.
I like that. No mom guilt here about taking care of yourself and taking care of your skin. It's a health issue.
Absolutely.
I love it. And it is such a beautiful experience, just like laying on the table and relaxing and having someone care for you. It feels luxurious, but it really just like gives you that time away to take care of yourself, to go back into life being the person you want to be.
That's right. Yep. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. Cari, I feel like we could talk to you for 5 hours. You have so much amazing information. You are so inspiring. I'm like
Thank you.
needing to place my Lyra order pretty soon here. Would you like to speak to where listeners can find you?
Yep. So I'm on Instagram at Renew Skin Studio, and my website is renewskinstudio.co.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
And we'll link those on our Instagram as well, so everyone can follow Cari. And if you live in her area, which is the greater Sacramento area, you can make an appointment with her and get your skin taken care of.
Thank you. Thank you, girls, so much. I appreciate it. Yes. And congratulations on your new podcast. I've really been enjoying listening to the both of you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cari. This was so much fun.
Yay.
We're going to have you back on.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Please rate, like, and subscribe, and catch us on Instagram and Facebook at Platinum Perspective Podcast. Bye.